Hey guys, Pupsker here, and I want to talk about the future of Warframe. What you think it'll be, what's going to happen, etc., etc. So, as you all know, Warframe definitely is not a perfect game. It has issues. They have many features that they have implemented into Warframe that are either imperfect or people just straight up never liked. For example, right now, Arcwings in Warframe are kind of bad. They have been kind of bad for the entire time they've been out. Warframe is a good idea in general as a game, right? You're a space ninja, you go around jumping and killing, etc. But then they introduced Arcwing as like kind of a secondary thing, but it's mandatory, which is weird, and people, for the most part, don't like it. It's just that Arcwing is kind of buggy, it doesn't feel fun to play, and I don't know. Because in regular base Warframe, when you are a Warframe, you jump around, you're very mobile, it's fun to play. You can do 360s instantly if you really care. I'm just emphasizing the mobility. But on Arcwing, you have, like, the least mobility ever. It's actually terrible. Like, cutting around corners in Arcwing sucks, fighting in Arcwing sucks, shooting in Arcwing sucks. So, yeah. So that's just an example of features that they've implemented that are kind of bad. And the worst thing about Arcwing, in my opinion, is it is definitely a mandatory thing in the game. There are a lot of Arcwing items that you need for mastery rank, and I'm not a huge fan of that. But it is what it is. Every feature in Warframe is one of the things where it's like, well, if you want to get more mastery rank, you're going to have to do it eventually. Haha. And then, like, Focus 2.0. Oh my god. Focus is already pure garbage. Like, it's just so worthless. We had Focus 1, which was, I don't know, Focus was kind of cool. And then they threw around Focus 2, and it's like, this is terrible. This is actually garbage and worthless, and what's the point? Why do we have Focus 2.0? So, I hope they fix Focus 2.0 when they do Focus 2.5, I think they were calling it. But until then, Focus is one of those things that I really don't care about in the slightest, and I think it's really dumb. Also, the leveling for Focus is really boring unless you do the, like, Focus meta, which is, I believe, stealth affinity killing and such, but I can't fully remember. I don't really care too much about that. So, it at least doesn't take too long. And the daily Focus camp makes it so it's harder to farm Focus, and God, I'm sorry. Focus is just such a mess for me. Like, Focus 2.0, it's just, I don't care about any of it anymore. Like, the Tenno abilities, you look at them and you're like, that's pretty shitty, so whatever, man. It's just nothing I can care about. That being said, I'm still not done the War Within, so I have to get that done, or else I won't really be able to take full effect of all the Tenno stuff, especially in Plains of Eidolon, since I can't jump out of my Tenno like you're supposed to be able to yet. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. But the future of Warframe, is it reliant on Plains of Eidolon? That's what I've been thinking about for a long time. Because Warframe has gone through a couple major patches here and there, right? Everyone knows that. We're up to patch 22 point whatever. So Warframe's clearly gone through a lot of patches. Some bigger than others, some smaller than others. Some of the biggest updates recently, with Plains of Eidolon. Which, Plains of Eidolon's weird, because it brought us a lot, but at the same time, it really didn't bring us too much. Like, Plains of Eidolon brought us Zaws, they brought us Tennos, and, like, weird Tenno attacking and stuff. Sadly, I'm not there yet, so I can't really comment too heavily on the new Tenno mode. But, yeah, you can jump out of your Tenno, you have a little Tenno gun. I don't know. I hear kind of bad things about it. People say it's both cool, but still kind of stupid, so I don't know. And we have fishing and mining, which are like the biggest things in Plains of Eidolon. Mainly fishing. Oh my god, fishing. I can't get enough of it, and it's a problem. Mining's kind of cool. You just jump around looking for mining nodes and then mine it. I don't really dislike mining or fishing in New Plains of Eidolon. It's like an actual MMO, which I think that's truly where they want to bring Warframe. They want to bring it less like a third-person FPS shooter into like a third-person MMO FPS shooter, where you're always with a group, you're always doing that like side questy kind of stuff, which makes sense. Warframe's always been a game about grinding for items, grinding for loot, leveling up that loot, and then getting more loot, etc. If they just keep adding stuff to do, then that grind will be, holy shit, harder and harder and harder as time goes on. Which is kind of expected with a game like Warframe and the gameplay curve and circle of how the game works, right? It's just leveling. That's all it is. And it's just farming if you think about it. We'll slowly get new mods through Baroque Tier, as we always do. They'll slowly bring back some of the old good mods, like 120% slash, 120% impact recently came out. Well, the impact one, not the slash. That's pretty old still, but meh. So yeah, that's generally probably what the future of Warframe is going to be like. I think they might add more open world areas or expand on Plains of Eidolon. We know that's definitely going to happen. We know they're going to expand on Plains of Eidolon. But, are they going to add another area one day like Plains of Eidolon? Are they going to make another Plains, if you will? Or just only expand on our current Plains? Are they just going to make that current Plains bigger and bigger and different until it's like an actual open world MMO type of landscape? Or are they just going to be adding small things here and there, like some new enemies, some new types of bounties? Maybe they'll even finally add some new mission types. Oh god, actually, that wouldn't be a terrible idea, adding like 1 or 2 new mission types. Because I don't think they often add new mission types in Warframe. This is going to sound a little weird, but in my opinion, they've definitely added some new mission types. For example, the Index as a place, I consider that a new mission type because it is completely different from the other missions and it only happens at the Index. So I'm going to say the Index is a new mission type. You know, you put money in, you get money. It's cool, but how much of that are they going to do? Plus, the Index you can only do on the Index. It's not like a mission you can do elsewhere. It's only there. So yeah, what are they going to do? What is going to happen to the future of this game? We know definitely more weapons, more Warframes, more armor, more everything is going to come out, obviously. More weapons and such for leveling, more Warframes for leveling, and because new Warframes are always fucking awesome. Well, generally. Sometimes, they can fall flat on their face, but usually it's fine. But I just don't fully know what they're planning to do. I do think they should fix all the issues I've talked about, like Focus 2.0, mainly Focus 2.0, and Arcwings. Just make Arcwings good, please, for the love of God. That being said, I think Arcwings so far down that it's just never going to get fixed. Yeah, they really should fix some of the bugs in Warframe. They really need to, get on that shit right now. But that's easier said than done. I know. So whatever, maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe it will. Haha. They'll obviously continue having small events like our most recent event was Plague Star. Nothing too spectacular or too different out of that one, right? It was generally just a quest that you run. You sometimes kill the Hemoscythe. You kill mobs of infested. And that was about it, right? It was nothing out of the ordinary, nothing too surprising. It was what it was. It was just a simple mission. Kind of. So yeah, obviously we're going to be seeing more events out of Warframe, but since Plains of Eidolon, Warframe has hit its peak popularity, right? That is an undeniable fact. It hit its peak popularity during the Plains of Eidolon release, at least on PC. I don't know how it went for Xbox and PS4. Hopefully it did go a little bit better, because I know on PC we had a bunch of login issues, and God, it was kind of a shit show. Hopefully that went better for Xbox and PS4, and seeing how I didn't see the subreddit completely freak out, I'm going to assume it did when that happened. So, if Plains of Eidolon gets really well received by Warframe players, it's, I guess, only natural they're going to continue going there. Maybe they'll make a new planet in the star chart, but I don't know, it seems a little unlikely, because the planets are, based on our solar system for the most part, so I don't know if they're actually going to do that. I think they should. I honestly think they should just create new planets and throw them in there. Maybe throw, dwarf planets or count more moons as planets, because, I mean, it's a reasonable thing to count some moons as planets, especially for larger planets, right? Because Earth on Warframe has, what, the moon like Lua? Or I can't remember if that's what it is. And that's in its own area. So, I don't know. I don't see why they can't do that for other things. Create fake moons, create fake anything. Just create new stuff, right? New areas to level in. Hopefully we'll get some cool new quest lines, because honestly, Warframe quest lines they're pretty fun. I actually do like them a lot, for the most part. They have their own little story, usually. Not always, but usually. They tell their own little story, and yeah. In general, I think Warframe is in a good spot. The future, it's looking bright for Warframe. I don't think the game's going to be dying anytime soon, because although it's reached its peak popularity, the game is still incredibly popular. Like, just on an average day of play, you just look at the server numbers. Well, I shouldn't say server, just game numbers, and you're like, huh, there's a lot of people playing. That's pretty good. Good job, guys. Woo, we did it. Yay. Woo. So, yeah, it looks to be doing good, and I hope the game at least goes on for another 2, 3, 10, 5 years. I don't know. However long it lasts, really, is always what we're looking at. Because Warframe, despite it being a kind of smallish MMO, small, medium-sized MMO, at least comparing to WoW, they did really good, and they're still doing really good, especially numbers-wise. They're just making a lot of money. They're profiting, which is all a business needs to keep going, right? So, looks like we'll have this game for a long time. And that's generally, at least in most people's opinion who play Warframe, probably a good idea. So, yeah. That's it for this video, for the most part, guys. Mainly just wanted to say, or just talk about Warframe in general as a game, actually. Yeah, the future of Warframe, in my opinion, more Plains of Eidolon type gameplay. Weird. Yeah, probably more bounties, maybe another Plains of Eidolon type area eventually, but that's probably really far off, so I want to hear your guys' opinion on what the future of Warframe is. Is it going to, focus, do you think, around more Plains of Eidolon type content, or is it going to be more event-type content? Or do you think they're going to eventually start pulling in new planets, completely new planets, new quest lines, etc., etc.? Obviously, they're going to do all of this. It's just, what are they going to focus on, right? What is going to be the focus of our dear Warframe? So, yeah. That was it for this video, guys. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully with a video on leveling in Warframe. Because that's the plan, at least. We'll see how it pans out.